cold hard winter of the off-season has finally started to thaw. One by one, each Pork Rob member has begun to emerge from their deep slumber. The weakest of the brood, including 2 new young members, are the first to awaken, knowing they are being hunted for easy prey in the upcoming season. They hope to improve their standing amongst the others to finally earn some respect. The middle of the pack has shifted over the years. The once dominant alpha male has now been relegated to a mere commoner. Other lowly owners have scraped their way upwards out of the abysmal bottom tier. Their hard work is not over though, as they must continue their success to be considered a great power one day. The top of the league features all of the previous alpha males. They each are abiding their time to once again become the true champion. And at the top of the pack is yet again a familiar face. He has claimed the league as his own once again. But will he be able to continue to do so with the changing climate? New rules, including institution of an auction draft, may hamper his ability to stay on top of the pack. But he has shown adaptability before. Perhaps he will show it again. We now take a look at the 2017 season and analyze all of its shortcomings and triumphs, while planning for the 2018 season. After all, it is forward where the glory awaits.
Alright, this is Otto Sausage here to baptize myself in the waters of the Puget Sound. I'm going to emerge today a new man, a new sausage, and this is going to be my year.
Having witnessed both Kelton and Tristan emerging from bodies of water after their winning seasons, JC has taken a preemptive approach, hoping that he will win this year by cleansing himself in water first. Whether or not his strategy works, we will have to see.
Motherfucking Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg.
You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
Yeah. You know who's back up in this motherfucker. So blaze the weed up then. Blaze that shit up, nigga. Yeah. Sup, Snoop?
Top dog.
James, what do you think about the auction draft this year?
I didn't really look at it.
Welcome to Dumpster Studios, where, on this historic day, we are officially announcing the development of a new user experience that will redefine what a video game is and set the standard of what a video game should be.
At Dumpster Studios, we ask ourselves every day, what is a video game? Is a video game simply an electronic game that a user interacts with to generate visual feedback from monitor to TV screen? Here at Dumpster Studios, we postulate that a video game is much more than the mundane constraints the industry has imposed on the user. At Dumpster Studios, we believe video games are a way of life.
Have you ever wanted to play a first-person shooter, massive multiplayer online game in a post-apocalyptic steampunk fantasy space travel world? Have you ever wanted to enjoy a cross-platform, real-time strategy experience with anthropomorphic NPCs? Have you ever wanted to experience real-time trading on a user-defined multiplayer market?
The game has its own personality, but you'll define that personality and drive algorithmic possibilities, build a procedurally generated world, and guide a dynamic storyline ripe with moral quandaries that make you question your own reality. As you delve deeper into an immersive open world with texture and detail that keep you captivated, you'll find yourself on a journey of self-discovery. Every build tree path, every decision in a fight reveals a facet of the self, and with every character you have the option to see the other side, where you stalk your rub could decide the righteousness of your path.
Only through the latest parallel and distributive computational technology are we able to achieve such an ambitious feat without affecting performance. And now we present Legend of the Rub.
After the veto movement disbanded, Triss kind of went crazy.
Here we are at Veto Hunter headquarters.
He had some visions of finding more vetoers,
This is getting Veto Hunter tool. It's a big sound collector.
but I think deep down, even he knew it was impossible to find more.
We have identified John Basket's giant circle, John the Troll technology, the great sound vacuum, quantum supercomputer that sucked in all the utterances of the veto
So I
movement.
talked to Triss after Kelton won last season, and something wasn't right with him.
Veto hunters, they were retired formally, but there's been splinter groups, people that don't agree with the piece.
He lost his fucking mind.
Developed these cranes here. They're actually punishment devices for any vetoer. Strap them between these two cranes, pull them apart.
He kept going on about how Kelton was one of the original veto movement founders, was the one who vetoed his in-season tiebreaker rule change. As the defender of justice in the league and acting comptroller, I, Mega Cat, now Dumpster Cat, took it upon myself to find out what the hell he was up to. I had to become the Veto Hunter.
Arrived here in Ireland and we're looking for something that'll lead us to Kelton. We're trying to hunt him down and we think that we need to go to the north coast. There's some rocks there where it's inscribed some hints. Most of the time you're just grasping at straws, catching faint whispers of nothing that doesn't mean anything. But every once in a while, you got a straight line to the dark secret of the universe.
I mean, it became obvious pretty quick that Triss was losing it. He was talking about seeing visions on the ground of rocks and this, that, and the other, and all these clues towards where Kelton was, which even if it were true, why the hell are you going after him? What are you going to gain?
I know what Tristan was trying to do. He was trying to kill Kelby.
So I think deep down, and whether he wants to admit this or not, Tristan is jealous of Kelton. He's always come in second place behind him, and I think the only reasonable thing on his mind is just one thing. He's got to take him out.
Turns out Kelton wasn't even in Ireland. Fool. He was in Switzerland, land of the neutrals. But of course, Triss didn't know this at the time. He was ignorant. At one point, he happened upon a giant grave, which he claimed was housing the great old king, Travis. King of olden times. Okay, the Houston Oinkers came here to pay respects, homage to the spirits of the ancient peoples, tried to siphon their powers. Mega Cat came into this place and desecrated it. He sprayed all of the Houston Oinkers. As I saw what he was looking for and hearing the reasons for what he did and why he wanted to hunt him down, I discovered a secret in the Veto Hunter archives. I don't think anyone is ready to hear the truth, especially not me.
This league features a few Cowboy fanboys, including JC, Travis, Scott, and Grant. But Grant claims he is by far the biggest Cowboys fan, with proof of it within his house.
All of the lights. All of the lights.
Turn up the lights in here, baby. Extra bright, I want y'all to see this. Turn up the lights in here, baby. You know what I need. Want you to see everything. Want you to see all of the lights.
Ian sent me some questions on my season last year, so this is me answering them. From Ian. Hey man, I just remembered that an important part of last season was when you sat that tight end, can't remember who, for Jared Cook, and it cost you the game. Can you comment on that? Yeah, I can comment on that. So going back to last season, playoff time. Week 1 of the playoffs, I squeaked by Dumpster Juice by like less than 1 point. And week 2, Landslide beats me by a landslide. And the real reason I lost is because Phillip Rivers sucked out loud and dropped a 7-point turd on my team, even though Todd Gurley put up 42 inexplicable points. But the other reason I lost is that I started Jared Cook over Greg Olsen, and the difference in their points would have won me that week. So, yeah, it's pretty fucked up. That's all I gotta say about that. Thanks for the question, Ian. Thoughts on switching from snake to auction draft? I mean, I think auction draft's a great idea. I mean, I doubt any of you fuckers have played an auction before, and I've played plenty.
I've been doing auctions since 2002, bitch.
I didn't really look at it.
Auction draft is going to be a shit show.
That's how many years? 16, 15 years I've been doing auction drafts.
I heard that we're switching to a auction draft this year. A little nervous. Not gonna lie, I voted against it every time.
I have to be honest, I was not a supporter of moving to the auction draft. I actually was one of the few owners in the Pork Rub League who voted against it. And part of it, frankly, is I have a lot of, I think, strategic advantages that I was able to apply to the snake draft that's led to my success over the years. And definitely many of them don't apply to the auction drafts. I've never done one before. I think this year could definitely be a learning experience, but I definitely will learn from it, and I'm still the top dog. I still have a lot of confidence in myself, and we'll see what happens this year.
So I think it's a huge advantage for me and a huge disadvantage for anyone that's never done it before.
You and you and you and you and you, everyone who voted, y'all are all screwed. Those who don't voted, y'all are screwed by association. It's gonna be a good time. I can't wait to dominate the draft. I won't need to try and take advantage of a drunk James trading away Hopkins. I won't need to study any draft positions. I know auctions like the backside of my hand. It's gonna be great.
It's a fine night out, JC.
Sure is.
JC, what is that?
Tristan's room.
Tell no one of this room. Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Where are you going?
I have questions. Questions that need answering.
But you've only just arrived.
There is no time. There is rabbit steak. The year 2017 of the Third Age. I've seen the weakness of this league. It is a quagmire of apathy and discontent. I will make the change that must occur for this league to be great. No weak-willed will be easily manipulated for the greater good. The harbinger of the New Age will let a resounding oink that will echo through the land to let the people of Porgrub know that the deed has been done. Kelton the Benevolent shall fall to my plans, and the League will respond with a resounding call of love for my name, the Houston Oinkers. Is it secret? Is it safe? Here, Jill. Don't worry, it's quite cool. Now, what do you see?
Nothing. It's just pork rub. There are markings. Some form of rubbish. I can't read it though.
Well, few who can. There's the dark language of Bovar. That life flesh dare not utter here.
Bovor?
In the common tongue it reads, in the land of Bovar where beef ribs lie, one rub to rule them all, one rub to find them, one rub to bring them all, and then the beef ribs bind them.
What does this mean?
It means that the Houston Oinkers are pieces of shit.
I go hard in the motherfucking paint, nigga. Leave you stankin', nigga. What the fuck you thinking, nigga? I won't die for this shit or what the fuck I said. Front yard, broad day with the SK.
Ah, my friend. You come seeking knowledge in my humble abode. This I can help you with. It seems you have the inkling to learn of what has been transpiring in the last year since the year of 2017 in the Great Pork Rub League. Sit down close to me, my friend. Let the flames warm your heart and let my words raise your spirits as I enlighten you into what has transpired in this dastardly D-League.
Day 128 of my personal studies behind the transpirings of the League within. I really was it that Triss wanted to kill Kelton because he wasn't as good. I wanted to keep his record secure. I uncovered a much more sinister reason. Kelton wasn't the final veto last year. Tristan was. He voted every time and every vote, manipulated what he could. The Board of Folly trades Triss vetoed. His own season proposal, he vetoed. But the kicker is with that. A hidden dossier in the Veto Hunter archives have direct evidence that Triss orchestrated the Bloody Florida movement. Execute Order 66. He was the radio host who convinced Steve to trade Ian and he left for Andy Dalton. He was the one who started both the Free Trade Party and the Veto movement. And he was hunting Kelton for one reason, and one reason only. It was because Kelton knew the truth. And now I fear for my life, as I know the same now. Megatet, now known as Dumpster Cat, made me say his final words. Live long and be released.
This year features the first ever runoff vote between two great powers for an executive position. The office of Vice Commissioner is now up for grabs as the incumbent, Marcus Tatum of the Droopy Dragons, faces off against JC Francis, the Auto Sausage. Your vote is what will make the difference.
The vice commissioner, I think it's a ploy by the old dumpster to get in good, in power. I don't like it. I won't stand for it. I'm here to take control of vice commissioner and become the good guy. Take over the bad guy. Vote for me. Oh, landslide. Landslide Tate, #1 guy.
What has Marcus done for the league? I haven't noticed anything in particular, but Tristan, who I actually thought was the vice commissioner, he's been all on my ass about everything regarding the Constitution. Where's Marcus been throughout these conversations? I don't know, but I'll be there because I've already been there, suffering through Tristan's wrath.
Contrary to popular belief, Tristan's not the commissioner. I don't work for Tristan. I work for Ian Oswald. He's commissioner. So whatever he was doing, that's side business. This is real business. I'm the vice commissioner. I'm your vice commissioner. Vote for me. Get out of here.
Last year saw the entry of a new pork rub owner, Randy, a lawyer.
I graduated from a top-flight law school. I passed the bar exam. I passed the CPA exam.
This was met with universal disdain from the other owners, not because he was a lawyer, which he is, but because his team name was possibly the worst in fantasy football history.
Oh, this is a tough one for me because I put the Oinkers' good name and reputation on the line whenever I vouched for Randy to join the league. And what does he do when he joins the league? He names his team Coal Gauge Cavity Patrol.
Randy was initially the Coal Gauge Cavity Patrol. No one knows what the hell this team name is supposed to be about, or if it's supposed to be funny.
My original team name last year was supposed to be the Colgate Cavity Patrol, an obscure Simpsons reference. Turns out I misspelled my own team name, and for that, the fantasy gods smited me with a terrible season.
Randy finally changed his name into the Tub Girls Tub Scrubbers. He gave a warning to everyone in the league about what to expect after he changed his name.
Listen up. This season, every Saturday night while you're sleeping, Tub Girl is going to come into your tub and destroy it. You're going to wake up on Sunday morning before you can set your lineup. You're going to go into your bathroom. You're going to see what's happened. You're going to say, "Oh no, this is terrible. Look what Tub Girl did to my tub." And while you're scrubbing your tub, you can't set your lineup. Next thing you know, Tub Girl's tub scrubbers are on their way to victory.
The battle for the final spot in the playoffs was a contentious one. Scott, Randy, and Mike were all trying to get the final 6th seed. Mike, having won his matchup against Dat is Pathetic, required the Scud Missile and Thigpen's Odyssey to lose. Thigpen was subsequently annihilated by the wretched Sexmen, missing playoffs for the first time ever, further solidifying his fall from fantasy grace.
So last year was the first year I did not make playoffs in Pork Rub. Went 5-8. I don't think it was my first losing season. I think I got 4th one year going 6-7, but this was easily the worst I did. And we did some organizational changes for Thigpen and his Odyssey. So we definitely got a new strength and conditioning coach. I'm sick and tired of my players always getting hurt. We got a new GM. I've decided to let's open it up. I don't need to make every decision. Sometimes I overthink it. If you want to talk about who's my biggest enemy, I think it's myself. Case in point, trading away Hopkins. Who would have known Deshaun Watson would have came out of nowhere, basically the next Dak Prescott. I thought it would have been savage throwing him the whole time. He sucked. He was horrible 2 years ago, Hopkins was. I never saw it coming.
The first round of the 2017 Pork Rub playoffs was a historic one. Kelton and Marcus both had buys, while Tristan of the Houston Oikers faced off against Omega Cat, his final form. It turned into a complete bloodbath, with one of the most lopsided losses in Pork Rub fantasy history.
Last season, there was a side-op campaign against the Oinkers waged by the Dumpster Division. They were basically trying to sow division between the Porkers, between myself and my Porker brethren, trying to make this house collapse from the inside. I mean, they were really pushing it, and it didn't really affect me. There's a few times when I went to set my lineup and I was hesitant because of what they were doing, but I pushed through it.
While the Oinkers got devoured alive, the wretched Sexmen narrowly defeated Dumpster Juice.
That's kind of a loaded question. I won't say that I'm the best, because that's sort of obvious. It's an obvious answer. But if I were to say someone besides me who was the best, I mean, I'd probably have to hand it to the Oinkers, because I think Tristan really fucked his team last season by trading all of his picks away and then fucking himself in the draft.
The semi-finals saw Landslide for the first time ever make the finals by defeating the Sexmen. The Sexmen were denied their second finals berth since 2014. And like clockwork, Kelton, for the fourth straight year, made the finals. In them, he destroyed the Landslide by a pathetic 93.9 to 89.4 score.
So people are always asking me, you know, I've been championship winner of 2 out of the past 3 years. I've been, you know, in the final championship game every single year since I've been in the Pork Rub League. They ask me, how has your approach changed since you know, got into the league? And I tell them, you know, basically nothing's changed. For example, you know, Chick-fil-A, they invented the perfect chicken sandwich. So I invented the perfect approach. You know, I have this statistical, you could say almost actuarial, mathematical approach to how I do the drafting process, how do I do the free agent process. And it's been paying off every single year since I've been in the Pork Rub League. And, you know, that's the kind of stuff you're not going to read about in some Matthew Berry column online, because I invented this stuff. This is unique mathematical approach to the game. And, you know, that's been a constant. The only thing that's really changed is I have beautiful women surrounding me all the time. You know, I have champagne and campaigning everywhere I go, and have support from fans really all over the globe. And that's been absolutely surreal. But preparation, that's a constant. It's always going to be done efficiently, mathematically, and with, you know, careful precision.
Kelton's defeat of Marcus in the finals resulted in his second championship season. In doing so, he is now placed in the top 2 position since 2014, solidifying his grip on the league. But will he be able to retain his success in 2018? Or will other teams rise up to finally become a champion? Find out next year in the Pork Rub Fantasy League.
Yeah, we've got enthusiasm gap in the Pork Rub.
Trying to scrounge up some new smells, you know?
From college. Is success getting your law degree with honors from a top 15 law school? Is it getting your master's degree in accounting from a top...
Go whenever you're ready.
Have you ever wanted to play a first-person shooter, massively multiplayer online game in a post-apocalyptic steampunk fantasy space?
You look at the camera?
Well, that would be ideal. I was looking at that.
Well, who represents which party? You said JC and
I feel like you're making me choose between friends. I'm thinking I'm Team Marcus on this one, just because he's a fellow porker. And us porkers, we pork together.
Who's your biggest rival? I mean, I am. Like, if I hadn't sat Greg Olson for Jared Cook, I'd have won the whole thing. So the only person I'm playing against every year is me. Why is Kelton so good? That's a loaded question. Why would we assume he's so good? Maybe he's just lucky.
So people keep asking me, ESPN, even the Bleacher Report, I make some trips to China, they are always asking me, why is your brother so bad at fantasy when you're the undisputed top dog of the Portland League for the last 4 years? And to be honest, it's a little sad. I don't have an answer for that. It's quite perplexing to the whole family, and we frankly don't know what to do about it. The last I heard from him, I heard that he was considering changing his team name again this time from Dream Killer to Kill Dreams.
Hey guys, Scott Muscle Gordon, your 2017 Pork Rub champ. Beat Marcus in the finals, 87-65. Anybody who says otherwise, it's fake news.
So, what do you think about the dumpster potentially holding almost all of the positions in pork rub? Well, it could be a ploy by the commissioner himself, which would be good for him. If you want a veto done, he can get it done.
By halftime, the second round of afternoon games, I was probably like 15 points. And by the end of the day, I hadn't cracked 30, and I wouldn't. It was the most embarrassing loss for the Houston Oilers of all time. And that's why right now, like I said 4 years ago, that if the Houston Oilers don't ever finish top 3, I'll change my name. First time ever I'm going to reveal my new name. The Jinko Gene Genie.